For the 20th of the 5th, 2020, this is my next upload with regard to the consequence for me as a victim, relaying the offences and wrongdoings that I've experienced as a teacher that experienced revenge porn and that is currently experiencing hate crime and human rights violations and violations of children's rights and women's rights as a mother and as a deserted wife and as a woman that has been undermined in society due to individuals withholding my marital rights and withholding compensation from me for the offences that have been perpetrated against me. So as I've mentioned and as I've been mentioning in all of these uploads, that is common knowledge since 2016 in this community when spiritual violence and spiritual assaults were first conducted and perpetrated. My complaints to the relevant agencies and ombudsmen were intentionally not acknowledged. As a victim of revenge porn and as a victim of hate crime, the protection order that I sought from the state that was obstructed due to the guilty culprits safeguarding their wrongdoings and the consequences of their wrongdoings for trespassing, for the inviolability of my dwellings, for all offences that they perpetrated. My protection order request wasn't acknowledged. So I've experienced very serious human rights violations, and the issue of a protection order being withheld from a victim of hate crime and a victim of constitutional offences, protection order being withheld, and intrusions and involvement of individuals that have perpetrated these offences that are to safeguard citizens in society and that are nurturing a very morose mentality of tolerating wrongdoings against a mother and deserted wife for the interests of those that are trespassing into my family life, my family homes, etc., is all very serious for UN agencies to help rectify. The objective of a protection order is basically protection from retaliatory offences. There are individuals that have damaged children's rights and women's rights, as I've mentioned. They've perpetrated countless offences against children's rights, and they have been responsible for very serious defamatory claims in this vendetta that they have orchestrated within society. So basically, this upload is with regards to protection orders and retaliatory offences that guilty culprits perpetrate to safeguard themselves from the consequence of their offences. As a teacher that has been working with a clean record, clean vetting record up to 2015 after I gave birth, even up to 2016, these matters are highly concerning as a lone citizen that is experiencing all these offences. So the UN agencies that I've been contacting and that haven't been informed truthfully about the circumstances and that need to be cognizant of the falsehoods and the false information and the falsification of documents, etc., etc., that these people have also worked on in the past few months and years since 2017 is very relevant for UN agencies to acknowledge. As a mother and as a teacher, this is quite a horrendous situation to be living in. These people have trespassed into my livelihood, my private life and my family life and my professional life, and the retaliatory offences by such individuals are very dangerous also to the future well-being of children's rights and women's rights. So in this upload, basically the UN agencies that I have been contacting are being requested here by Emer Griffin McElligott that has experienced all these offences without any assistance or acknowledgement of the wrongdoings. Um, there has been an obstruction not only of justice, but there's been an obstruction of the assistance also that I require and am entitled to. There's been very serious bodily integrity violations and medical incompetence. So, if the UN agencies wouldn't mind acknowledging that there are very dangerous offenders in society with the intention of perpetrating property theft, identity theft, financial theft, etc., etc., etc. I'd appreciate it if the UN agencies would come to my aid due to the very dangerous offences being perpetrated in Tralee County, Kerry, Ireland.